Throughout our history, Western Center and our partner organizations have fought hard to protect and expand access to health coverage through Medi-Cal. The work so many of us have done is now at risk because of the desire by some in Congress to pay for tax cuts for big corporations and the wealthy at the expense of the rest of us. All types of Californians, including families and individuals, children, seniors, veterans, and people with disabilities, need health care provided by Medi-Cal to live their lives fully.
These cuts would devastate me greatly, along with other people. I would no longer have access for wheelchair repair. I will no longer have access for dental services. I will no longer have access for the necessities I need for toenails. It would impact me in a way that I would feel hurt.
Energy and Commerce is expected to meet May 7th to discuss their proposals, which is when we will find out what specific Medicaid cuts our representatives are proposing to meet that $880 billion reduction. The first chance to stop these harmful healthcare terminations is in the House of Representatives. Right now, the Republican majority is slim, just 220 Republicans to 213 Democrats. Depending on the makeup of the House later this year, the no votes of David Valadao and just 2 or 3 other Republicans could stop these cuts.
Let's be clear. I don't see some kind of utopian system of government assistance. I see a system that works, it helps, but even with this system, many of us still struggle.
Here in California, 1 in 3 adults and half of all children get their health coverage through Medi-Cal. So with dramatic federal funding cuts, our state may have to roll back the expansion and terminate care for these millions of Californians. These are parents, grandparents, family members, and single adults, most of whom work, but just don't make enough to be able to afford private coverage. The problem is that terminating this health coverage doesn't mean that people won't need care. It just means that they'll get it in the most expensive place possible, the emergency room.
These cuts will be absolutely devastating to the mothers and the children, the veterans, and the elders that we serve in our community. There will be no Native-specific providers in Kern County if we did not have this clinic.
For the people that will be seeing these cuts coming, understand what your insurance is going to do for you, what help they will give you, and what help that they will be cutting out of your insurance plan. Brace for all that. If you have a chance to change if you can, but if not, you have to be aware of what they're doing.
People without health coverage delay care in fear of the cost, get sicker, and eventually require more expensive treatment. Medical bills that can't be paid drive people further into poverty. By terminating health coverage through Medi-Cal for people who can't get coverage anywhere else, Congress is condemning them to less healthy and less economically viable lives.
Desafortunadamente, yo estoy pasando por diabetes. Si se cortan los servicios de Medi-Cal, ¿qué va a pasar con mi salud? ¿Qué es lo que cómo voy a hacer para tener acceso a mi cuidado médico, a mi medicina? Entonces, eso es una situación de mucha incertidumbre. Ahorita, desafortunadamente, yo estoy deshabilitada. No estoy teniendo ninguna entrada de dinero.
The cuts are not inevitable, but if passed, they will inevitably be disastrous for California.
To the representatives at Washington, D.C., I implore you with all my heart, do not cut these insurance.